Hi and welcome to Indigo Starfire. My name is Bevin, and in this video I'm going to be doing a channeled love letter from your twin flame or soulmate. There are 3 groups to choose from: Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to. I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you'd like to jump ahead. Hi, Group 1. You chose this letter, which I'll read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some tarot, do a quick energy check, and see what's going on right now with your twin flame or soulmate. And then I will get into the channeled letter and follow that up with some standalone message cards. And then I'll close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups, the Two of Cups, Page of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. So this feels like an energy where your twin flame or soulmate is either regretting walking away from you in this connection and maybe considering reaching out to make amends after a period of, it feels like, intense self-discovery, personal growth, things that may have really evolved and changed within their material reality, their financial reality, something where they feel more confident, stable, and grounded in terms of who they are as an individual, or they've mapped out a very different course for their life than when you were last dealing with them, or if it's even somebody that you're still in contact with, that there's almost the essence of there's been a change of plans or a shift in priorities, something that had maybe seemed like a direction that they had wanted to move in their life, but had lacked maybe the funding, maybe the confidence, the motivation to pursue those things actively or aggressively. Almost somebody that might have sort of deferred things like, I'll take care of it tomorrow, I'll deal with that next year, it's never the right time, it doesn't feel like it's kind of a certain goal or that success would be guaranteed, and so they've sort of like put that off in some sort of way that it feels like has had in the past like a ripple effect into other areas of their life. It stalled out their ability to invest fully in this connection with you in the past because something essential was lacking in their kind of core reality that would have led them to feel confident in who they are, or almost that they could provide or even match you for some kind of solid foundation, goals that you were maybe driven toward or were inspired to reach for, that it's almost like what this person had to bring to the table before, even if they were like materially successful or had some kind of stability, it's almost like there was something deeper within them that was like pulling them in another direction. And there almost is a sense of like, I can't offer you the love that you deserve until I work on or I build up or accomplish something within myself. Like they may have sort of promised themselves only fleeting connections, only surface level connections, nothing meaningful, nothing that matters. And then you came along and almost might have put kind of a wrench in their plans, because it feels like there is an inclination to sort of try to include you or a connection with you in something they'd wanted to build or grow towards, or it might have even provided them with kind of a wake-up call of sort of looking around at ways in which they'd procrastinated towards these other big goals and dreams that, according to like a set of rules and regulations they had for themselves, would then open the door to deep and meaningful connection that has either caused them to sort of stall in the situation with you and maybe make excuses or be kind of back and forth like a hot and cold energy, feeling compelled to sort of build upon the love, but then also feeling that there were things missing or lacking in the material world, or it was a motivation or like a big cause for sort of pushing you away or rejecting the connection before. It feels that they've had some kind of breakthrough. They see a clear kind of course forward, or they've taken substantial steps to turn their fortunes around or to start to build in that direction that resonates with like who they are at a core level, or is an outlet to kind of providing them that sense of they feel confident in who they are, what they're doing with their time on this earth. And it feels like there's an ability to then welcome in or experience or give themselves permission to receive the higher level of love that's available between the two of you, that was offered in the past that they may have kind of like turned away from. So it feels like this is either someone, it feels like, who's kind of preparing themselves to sort of re-enter your life with not just promises of I am planning on changing, growing, and evolving, but like steps that they've taken in a very solid and a very tangible fashion that has really turned the tides of fortune in their favor. Things that they've cut out of their life that were merely distractions or obstacles. It's a sense of someone who's taken their power back and into their own hands, their life into their kind of own hands, and are really directing sort of the course of things. It feels like this is an energy of preparing to kind of tell you that they're sort of ready for this connection, or they have something more to offer to you than they had in the past. Or this can even be somebody, if you're in connection with them currently, they may be getting ready to sort of open up to you about these kind of bigger dreams and goals, ways in which your experience with one another has been fuel or motivation to start to reach for that, to start to kind of rewrite the narrative of their reality, change things within their life. If this is somebody you're currently in contact with, they may sort of inform you of this as kind of to keep you in the loop or keep you informed of what's going on, but maybe also to sort of help you to understand if they're needing to not so much take a step back from the connection, but that there might be a lot that they're needing to invest in kind of a material, tangible sense in order to change their life in some sort of profound way. But rather than kind of just leaving you out in the lurch, it's almost like I want to include you or incorporate you in that by letting you know sort of where I'm at. Or if this is someone who had kind of rejected you or ghosted you in the past, it's almost a sense of regretting that that was the choice that they made, and sort of coming back in to say, this is what I've worked on. This was maybe the fear and motivation or like a choice point I felt that I was faced with before. I've come to some degree of greater clarity. And if you're willing to work with me in this capacity, this is what I'm aiming towards in my life, and I would like you to be a part of it ultimately. So let's see what they want you to know from their higher self in this letter. You are my miracle. Catching sight of you here like this has given me such a sense of hope and wonder at the power of the universe to grant heartfelt wishes even when things seem broken or lost beyond the point of reclamation or repair. I am in the midst of a powerful awakening. My heart has been cracked wide open through the act of partaking of your energy. I was statuesque once. I shed tears of both joy and sorrow from points unknown inside of myself now. This catharsis is helping to birth a better me, and for the first time in years, I am not simply going through the motions of my day-to-day responsibilities, but I am tasting what it means to truly be alive. Thank you for being my anchor and my motivation, for the groundwork you have laid all alone in your life so that there is a clear and unmistakable trail of love and endurance to follow through the places inside myself I fear the most, because I know that on the other side of this, a better tomorrow awaits us both with open arms. You are special to me. You are sacred. You are what I want more than anything. So let's see what else your twin flame or soulmate wants you to know. We have, thank you for your beautiful light and energy in my life. How do I get you alone? I know that you know I'm hiding deep feelings for you, and now I feel stuck. Your name is following me everywhere. I've never cared so deeply for someone before. I tried to stop these feelings, but now you are burning hotter and brighter than ever within me. The taste of your presence is something I will never, ever be able to forget. And your beauty and grace captivates me. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your twin flame or soulmate, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got O, M, T, L, H, I, Y, N, E, N, F, L, A, W, S, D, Z, and M. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 2. You chose this letter, which I'll read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some tarot and do a quick energy check on your twin flame or soulmate, and then I will get into the channeled letter, follow that up with some message cards, and close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Two of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, King of Pentacles, Justice, Death, and the Page of Wands. So there's a sense that your twin flame or soulmate is thinking about the long-term possibilities between the two of you. If apologies are owed in this situation about maybe not taking the connection seriously, or something where they had you in a third-party situation in the past, maybe it involved another person, or even just holding on to like wounds, guardedness, heartbreak as a result of previous relationships that had gone sour, that had caused them to withhold affection, or maybe kind of work with the energies with you and then back off, or ghost, block, run away, or even things as far as maybe belief systems, traditions, anything culturally or socially that was sort of different between the two of you, that they had wondered sort of what would other people think, how would the connection be accepted by people in their life, or even just belief systems about the ways in which partnerships develop between two people, and maybe your circumstance with one another was a little unorthodox, a little outside of the box. This can also be third parties in the form of goals, dreams, financial motivations, professional motivations, career, anything that had caused them to sort of make you feel at some point that you were in competition with energies outside of the polarity of love between the two of you in the past. There's a sense of regret at not prioritizing you more, at not trusting in sort of the nature of the connection, it feels like, as well, to weather any storms that might have come up in their life, or a sense of almost feeling or fearing that the connection wasn't maybe worth fighting for. It was unknown if they should sort of take a risk to fight for the connection, or to prioritize or make space for the connection, because there might have almost been a sense of they caught feelings for you very quickly, or the depth and nature with which their feelings for you that might have been very complicated, something that definitely could have transcended the ordinary or anything that they'd experienced in other romances. There was almost a sense of needing time to sort of vet this situation out, or like a fear of the unknown, or a caution or a questioning, not really sure how to navigate in a confident manner in this situation that had caused them in some way to break your trust, lose kind of the place that they once held in your heart or held in your life. They've tested this connection. It feels like they've added strain and stress unnecessarily to this situation that they're taking ownership of. This is almost a sense of, even though it takes two to tango in all situations, that this person is really accepting the bulk of the responsibility at this point in time for things on their end. Maybe these were spoken of directly, or even just kind of doubts or questions that were harbored internally speaking, that caused them to reinforce some sort of wall or barrier between the two of you. It's a sense of that they treated you unfairly, or wishing that they had sort of cherished this connection more, or it even sort of outwardly expressed these doubts, insecurities, or hesitations to you, rather than kind of just assuming the worst, assuming that you couldn't work through these things, or maybe that you wouldn't understand or have patience or compassion for where they were coming from. This might have almost be somebody that has a tendency towards self-sabotage, and the difficulties it feels like in this situation most precisely that they've honed in on is almost the sense that you could have felt too good to be true in a way. Aside from any kind of outward obstacles or perceived differences, there's almost a sense of like the flow of energies between the two of you. You feel more right, or more of like the adequate or appropriate fit for this person than somebody who fits the outward descriptor of what the ideal partner would look like. And it feels like it was almost so surprising just how comfortable they felt in your presence. It might have been something that they weren't used to sort of feeling so much, so quickly, so intensely for another person. This might be somebody who has kind of, through their life or through their upbringing, has come to sort of mistrust feelings, sort of like connections are built based on laying solid foundations in a long-term sense, and this could have almost been like a whirlwind romance, something that really caught them off guard, and they chose, it feels like in the past, to sort of take a pessimistic view of this situation, and it feels like it's cost them in this situation. It's either created complications between the two of you that now it feels like They're motivated to try and untangle any sort of miscommunication, to try and win your trust back, or to, in some sort of way, create a better future out of whatever the past has been between the two of you and wherever things stand presently. There's a motivation to like resurrect this connection, or to use this kind of period of challenge, or period of challenge you've been through in the past, as motivation to sort of strengthen the determination on both your parts to really fight for this. Either to rebuild based on like a friendship first and foremost, to move more slowly than you had with one another in the past, or this could even be somebody that is ready to come in with like a full confession, a full declaration, everything that they had held back from you in the past. They're wanting to kind of put it all out on the table in the hopes that something can be salvaged out of this situation, because they're seeing that you're the person that they want by their side. They may have gone through some sort of like an awakening, or I'm hearing a reckoning, so like a period of reckoning where whatever they'd prioritized in the past, it maybe didn't stand with them during times of trouble or turbulence. If it was in the form of another person, they may have invested in their kind of faith in the wrong individual. If this was something about just kind of fear of what would people think of this situation, or where they'd prioritize like career over love, it feels that they've kind of evolved beyond sort of caring about what other people think, that they've come to understand that that's not as important about sort of what resonates with them at a heart and soul level. Or if they'd prioritize kind of career or work over this connection in terms of like an intensity of feelings that may have really become a distraction at times from other sort of more linear things we're working towards. There's a sense that this person has broadened their perspective, that they can have both money and love. They can have that success in all aspects and elements of their reality, where they had looked at it as kind of like, first you accomplish one thing and then there's room that's made for something else to come in. And it feels like they had a very sort of set path for their life, and you came in and kind of caused them to question all of that in a way that might have been very enticing at first, or they might have gotten kind of swept up in that at first, but then at some point fear took over, and caused them to sort of put up a block in this situation, that it feels like they've alleviated that, internally speaking. And so it may open up kind of unexpected communication, welcome communication from this person, even something that is kind of freeing for the two of you, because it may involve sort of not just reaching out and trying to pick up where you left off, but almost kind of giving you a deeper understanding of sort of what the motivations were for their behavior with you in the past, or if you're still like in contact with them in some way, any change within the behavior, anything where they've kind of pulled back their energy. It feels like they're getting ready to sort of address that openly with you, because they're seeing that it's kind of created unnecessary stress and heartbreak in this situation, and that it doesn't need to be this way. This is somebody who's starting, it feels like, to learn to trust in the nature of this connection, as deep as it may be, as triggering at times as it may be, as outside of kind of what they're used to dealing with romantically as it may be, that's bringing up a lot of fear and insecurity. They're moving into a place of simply allowing that to be, allowing the currents of joy between the two of you to balance with kind of the fear of the unknown. And it feels like they're getting ready to express that, either through words, actions, or just a creation of more closeness between the two of you than there's been recently or in the past. So let's see what they want you to know from their higher self. I'm terrified by the idea of losing you, and I am terrified by the truth and intensity with which my heart screams your name. Every love I have known prior to you feels lukewarm in comparison, and I often ask myself what I have done to call such a glorious opportunity into my life, that the experience of even just a few moments spent in your company has afforded me. I have put away childish things and am facing the future fearlessly now, because I know that while you feel like destiny to me, that I must take matters into my own hands in a material sense, or else I risk our connection always being a form of fate that would haunt me in all of its rich, unactualized potential. I am pushing myself beyond my comfort zone when it comes to us. And though I don't want to burden you with the descriptions of how it feels like walking through fire on many days to keep moving towards you rather than running away, I need you to know that what might seem like slow progress is not due to anything you need to change or alter. It is simply me fighting the disbelief that someone so perfect could really love me for who I am. So let's see what else your twin flame or soulmate wants you to know right now. And we have my entire being and body is attracted to you. I always hope to have you in my life. You are my favorite work of art. The taste of your presence is something I will never, ever be able to forget. I could listen to your voice for days on end. You are always safe with me. You are my rose. And you feel like the sweetest home I've never known. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your twin flame or soulmate, or can spell something out, so whatever resonates for you. E, B, P, V, S, C, N, M, W, O, G, D, X, G, V, A, N, and B. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. You chose this letter, which I will read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some tarot and do a quick energy check about your twin flame or soulmate, see what's going on with them, and then I will get into the channeled letter and follow that up with some message cards, and then I'll close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the Four of Swords, the Moon, the Fool, Two of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Death, Ace of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. So this feels like the energy of somebody who is kind of sitting in a lot of bliss as far as the idea of you and the connection is concerned. They may be working up the courage to confess feelings or to have some kind of discussion with you about longer term plans and potential that they see in the situation between the two of you. It feels like this is somebody who is starting to really recognize the very positive impact, despite any challenges and struggles you might have experienced with one another in the past in this situation, that overall this has been a very positive and life-changing experience of connecting with you in this reality. Feelings that have developed for you that might have been very challenging or triggering for this person. It brought up a lot of insecurities, maybe inner child wounds, wounds from past relationships that had been almost necessary kind of gauntlets that they needed to cross in order to develop into more of a confident version of themselves, which it feels like they have endeavored to do, have achieved some kind of success, or they're noticing change in that capacity, to where they may at one point in time have kind of recoiled from you in this situation, but it's the sense of almost your energy or the experience of this connection has followed them, and they've sort of surrendered to the process of almost like, what were they so afraid of about you and their feelings, and that has led them on some kind of a quest deeply within themselves to uncover a lot of deep personal truth, things that had been sort of embedded within the subconscious, deep within the psyche, within their shadow self. They've illuminated a lot of these wounds, maybe done some healing. They've had some breakthroughs in their life. They're feeling a lot better about themselves as an individual. It feels like things in their life are kind of taking a turn for the better in terms of changes they've needed to make, or that even you as a person or this connection has inspired them to take. If they've been at a distance from you, or the contact's been limited, or it's been no contact, it feels that they've been watching you from afar and trying to almost kind of match your energy. Endeavors that you have made to come to peace with the situation, or to seek to kind of improve your life in any sort of way, this has really inspired them to sort of take stock of what it is that they've been working within their own reality, and to start to almost make change in the outward situations that they are in by endeavoring to change internally, becoming more self-aware. And it feels like they've now reached a place of breakthrough where there's less resistance, there's less fighting the connection, or almost the sense of the inevitability of a next chapter between the two of you. So maybe that's a reunion energy. Maybe it's, starting to kind of cooperate more with the situation, circumstances in both your lives, and kind of a compulsion to try and fight and make this work, or to work beyond any sort of difficulties or obstacles you faced in the past. This is an energy where somebody feels very, very renewed, very refreshed, rejuvenated, motivated, looking towards the future in their life with hope, and in this situation with hope. They're very drawn to you, very attracted to you, to your energy, to your light. It might have been something that they had almost run from this in the past because they couldn't see or accept that almost the radiance that you were projecting was an emanation of something inside of themselves. And it feels like this is somebody who's kind of taken off the blinders in some sort of way, in terms of how they were viewing themselves, or the priorities in life, or even the nature of kind of the internal ideas that they've held on to, how that's projected into the nature of their manifested material circumstances. They've essentially endeavored to become that change they were seeking in their life, and it's been inspired by this situation. It's been sparked and motivated, maybe like a dark night of the soul that they were thrust into since parting ways with you, or even due to some kind of an awakening that happened, that they've been trying to sort of navigate through and kind of keep a brave face, trying to sort of hold on to outdated patterns, belief systems, habits, lifestyle choices. And it feels like they've surrendered a lot of that, or they're in the process of kind of clearing away the things that no longer serve them, that have only been limitations or hindrances, because there's a hunger for something more within their life, or to be able to kind of rise to the occasion as a different version of themselves, because there's a sense here of wanting to kind of match you energetically, and also start to endeavor a greater degree of reciprocity in an actualized sense. So this is somebody that might have been very kind of closed off about their feelings, very almost like a brooding sort of energy. And this feels like it's somebody who's getting ready to kind of open up, make some sort of confession, or to start to almost... They've come up with some better sort of strategy or coping mechanism to fight triggers when they come up within themselves, so that there's an ability to not kind of lose ground within this situation, or to create unnecessary obstacles due to things that have been like triggered, or kind of nerve endings that have been touched upon in sort of their subconscious, or kind of fear-based paradigms. This is somebody who's sort of turning a new leaf in their life, in terms of that internal reality, what they're kind of giving their energy to, what they're allowing to sort of control or even limit their actions in the material sense in their life in general as it comes to this connection. This is somebody who might have not known how to navigate in this situation, and so that kind of maybe feeling of being almost a novice when it came to the nature of like an energetic bond between the two of you, or even an awakening that was happening. They could have been very much an ego-based individual. They wouldn't ask for help. They wouldn't let any kind of perceptions of weakness show on the surface. So this might be somebody that's getting ready now. They've kind of dissolved bits of that resistance, and they may be getting ready to open up to you about some of these kind of extraneous phenomenon that they're experiencing, or kind of the reasons behind the hesitations with you in this circumstance in the past, due to the fact that it is outside of their kind of their library of experience. So this may be somebody that's kind of started to research spiritual awakenings, dark night of the soul, twin flame, soulmate, all of that. It might be really resonating with them. They've come to embrace it in some sort of way, or they've embraced you in this situation in some sort of way, and it's helping to kind of guide them, accompany them, motivate them through this process of almost deliberate awakening of maybe latent talents, gifts, abilities, a willingness to change rather than kind of waiting for change to be something that is kind of forced upon them by the universe. This is somebody who's kind of looking optimistically at their life and what the future can hold, and also what the future in this situation can hold. No matter what the past has looked like, this is somebody who now has hope for the future, that something more can develop, or that your paths can cross once again in kind of a better way, or if you're still in contact with them, there's hope that they can kind of give in a different way into this situation, so that you're both working toward that kind of common goal of a more expansive future with one another. So let's see what they want you to know from their higher self. I look forward to the chapters in our epic tale, where yours is the face I wake up to each and every morning. I want to hold you close and feel time dissolve as it does each and every time you are standing near me. I want to rediscover the meaning of love, to know that force for what it truly is, which I know is possible for me at this time in my life only with you. I am frustrated with myself for all the wrong turns and the stubbornness within me which has landlocked us into this place. I am grateful for the opportunity to begin again with you, and for the higher hand of fate which has kept your heart open ever so much, so that there is a place to begin in rebuilding in a better direction than the tone with which things ended, and would have had us believe was possible once upon a time, in what seems like another lifetime ago. I loved you from the moment I laid eyes on you, and that feeling has grown lush with time. I am ready to walk beside you in the light of day, and to be the one you turn to openly in the night. So let's see what else your twin flame or soulmate wants you to know right now. Okay, and we have, you leave me breathless and without words. I am afraid if you touch me, you will destroy me. I am drawn to your deep intelligence and wisdom. I want more with you one day. It's easier to stay away now than lose you later. You are my star who outshines all others. You feel like the sweetest home I've never known. And you're the only one who understands me at such a deep level. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your twin flame or soulmate, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got Y, N, O, A, E, V, W, A, R, T, I, C, E, T, R, V, and Q. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.